Hi there, and welcome to our second YouTube video. Today I want to talk about using the different tools within the Arduino IDE. So we're going to start today with an example sketch. A sketch being essentially the text file that you're using to program, that you're using to write your code for your Arduino or your other microprocessors. So today we're using an LED button sketch. You can find this on our website at gray-code.co.uk with the other instructions of how to physically build it. But today we're going to use this as an example anyway. So you can see here, I'll run through the code really quickly. So you can see here we've set up our pins. So the way you do that is int and the variable name and then the pin number. And we've done that for LED, button and button state. So if we create a new file, you go file new, and you can see here that the Arduino IDE already gives you void setup and void loop, which you can see here and here. So the main reason for them is void setup is to basically you put in your static code that's only going to run once. So we can see here we've put up the pin mode for the button and the pin mode for the LED, setting the button as an input and setting the LED as an output. And then inside our void loop we have the code that we want to run continuously. So here we're reading the state of a button and saying if the button is high, turn the LED on, wait for a set amount of time, otherwise set the LED to be low. And that's just running over and over and over. Basically it's constantly checking to see what the state of this is, and then if it is this, do this, and otherwise do this. So that's a relatively easy Arduino sketch to understand. But how do you actually get that onto your microprocessor? So how you would do that would be, first of all you need to create this. So as I've just showed you, you go file new, it brings you up this, and you will then copy and paste if you're lazy, write it yourself, do whatever you want. So I normally click up here, put that down if you, and then up here I'll put pin setup or something similar, and then you can continue to write your code. All the Arduino sketches need to be saved before you can upload them. When you upload them, they will need to be compiled, etc. That's okay. Otherwise, I'm just not going to save this. Otherwise, if you already have a file created, if you've downloaded an example off the internet, you haven't used the IDE before, what you can do is file, open, and then just navigate to wherever your file is saved. And that should open up with these. I'll show you for example here on the FM receiver sketch for example. And there we go, opens, everything is as we expect, 100%. So the next thing we want to look at is preferences. Okay, so if you go file and preferences, what you want to make sure that you include display line numbers. Once you compile a program, you'll be given details down here. If there's an issue in compiling your program, the Arduino IDE might tell you to look at line 6 for example, or line 27. So it's very beneficial having the line numbers on so that you can easily see there is line 6 and there's line 27. Very easy. So that's okay, you're nearly set up, ready to go. If we go to the tools, then there's a couple of things in here we need to look at. So your board. At the minute we're using an Arduino Uno, which tends to be the default selection. So Arduino Uno, that's okay. And we go down to your programmer. Your programmer, it's best if you don't need to, don't change it. If it works, that's great. If you're experimenting with the likes of debuggers like the Atmel ICE, you can change this depending on that. But if this is your first time and you're just setting up, try not to change this. It's probably on the right one already. And there are other alternatives you can use, like these if you're burning bootloaders, example, but just try not to mess with it if you don't need to. Now our port. So our port refers to the COM port, the communications port on your computer that you have physically attached to your microprocessor. Now we don't have one connected currently, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in my Arduino. I'm currently using an Arduino Uno, and you can see now that we have COM port for Arduino Uno. As I'm using a genuine Arduino, it will come up and say Arduino Uno in brackets. Not all boards will do this. If you have a third-party board or counterfeit board, this may not happen. So to figure out if you have multiple COM ports and it's not telling you exactly what type of device is attached to it, you can go into your device manager on Windows and have a look at all the things that are connected there, and simply plugging one or two of them out and plugging them back in, you can normally work out by elimination which is your microprocessor that's connected. So that's all okay. What though if you want to use a board that isn't supported by the Arduino environment by default? So for example, take the Adafruit Feather M0. So this is a board that I like to use. You can see it here, it's a very powerful little board, but it doesn't come set up in Arduino IDE straight away. So Adafruit have very kindly given us this website here, which I'll include the links to this in the description of the video. So if we scroll down here, they have shown you exactly how to add the board to your board manager and specifically. So what we do is we copy and paste that and come back into our Arduino IDE, and what we'll do is we'll go to File, Preferences, and we'll paste that in there. If you have multiple boards added, I believe you can separate them by just going enter and starting the line. That's how you do that. So if we enter that link and hit OK, and then go to Tools, Board Manager. It'll take a wee minute to load, you'll have to allow it to download. And if we type in Adafruit and scroll down, you can see now that we have available Adafruit AVR boards and Adafruit SAMD boards. Now, as the Adafruit Feather M0 is an SAMD board, I have this installed already, so I don't need to install that. What you would do is you would select your version, normally the latest one, and hit install. Once that is complete, it might take a couple of minutes to complete, but once that is complete, you can go back into Tools, Boards, and if you scroll down, you will find your Adafruit Feather M0. And when you click that, you can see it changes down here. We'll change that back to our Arduino Uno, because that's what we currently have connected. And there you can see 100%. So the last thing I want to talk about today, I don't want to let the video run too long, is managing libraries. So a library is essentially a collection of pre-compiled routines that a program can use. So what does that mean? Realistically, that is a list of programming instructions that may need to be run multiple times. So for example, you have a DHT sensor. It's a temperature and a humidity sensor. I'll look it up here. So DHT. So if we were to install this library, this means we don't have to do any of the slightly lower level programming to enable that to work. It has code saved in it that saves us from doing any of the hard work, which is very, very handy for beginners. I know a lot of people, as they get more experience, they like to write libraries themselves, but for our purposes, this is fine. And this means that anytime we want to use that DHT sensor, we just include that library and we don't have to write all the code that is needed to make that sensor work. So what you would do is you'd select your latest version as normal and hit install. And we'll hit install here as well. And we only want the sensor library because we don't know what that other thing is, and that's all right. That's grand, that's us done, and close. So that's really it. That is the basis, the very basics of using your Arduino IDE, getting set up to start a project. We'll do another video on using the serial monitor and setting your baud rates and stuff like that. But for the minute, for some simple basic sketches like this one, or if we go to examples and go to basics, these are some good example sketches if you're starting out. And go to blink, for example. That's a preset sketch for blinking LED, and these are very useful. So you can have a look at some of those and see how it goes. If you have any questions, feel free to email us or to message us or go on the website. That's gray-code.co.uk and fill in our contact us form. And please comment and subscribe and let us know how we did. If you have any suggestions how to make it better, that would be absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much.